Congress will be backing from outside. But, Lalu Prasad is already in UPA, supporting from outside. So for JDU, the situation is not too clear if they at all want to switch sides. So JDU will be sort of fighting as a single party, single group, and that is why you see there has been already meeting at district level, and they have to revamp their entire campaign because they are not only not with BJP, they are now against BJP. So for JDU it's a big challenge. And Nitish Kumar has won the election twice and rather well. He's done rather well in Bihar.
Yes.
He has a challenge of not only doing well, showing that he's done well and surviving.
The by-poll results were not so encouraging though for Nitish Kumar government, and of course talking about the development agenda that the government has brought in. So probably that's something which they will have to certainly work on if they want to play it alone. Which, I mean, to an extent I think they were mentally, they know it for sure that in Bihar they are certainly playing it alone.
I think all sides are calculating very well.
Yes.
And Nitish has to really show that he is really the leader in Bihar. For anything that he has to face
states and Gujarat. But right now the Gujarat's Chief Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, he said something to the plan panel. He's not very happy with the plan panel's assessment of calling Gujarat model anti-poor, and that's why he's taking them very straightly on that front. What would you like to say about the things that he said about the plan panel's assessment?
Well, Modi has not been happy with any kind of criticism, political or otherwise. His critics have really targeted him that his Gujarat model has done very well on the industrial front or farming front, but social indicators have not been good. And even overall performance, it is still not the best. But it is easily the most trumpeted, most publicized model, and which is probably going to be part of the NDA's poll campaign. Whether Gujarat model succeeds in the rest of the country, whether it is relevant for the rest of the country, how far, that debate is already on. And Modi not liking criticism from Planning Commission is understandable because the social indicators are poor, there is no doubt about that. The amount of industrialization has also been very uneven. I mean, South Gujarat has too much of chemicals. Or entire cities or entire villages have been, not cities, villages have been just obliterated to set up industries. And his dealing with various select business houses has also been criticized. And Modi has lots of supporters, he has also lots of critics. And that is a part of our democratic process.
Well, Modi yesterday met Mr. Advani, and he's also going to skip the important Ayodhya episode. But what would you like to say about the fissures that exist within the BJP, among its own leaders, and of course the recently concluded episode?
The fissures are deep, there is no doubt. And he is meeting Mr. Vajpayee. After a long time, the leader has gone to Mr. Vajpayee, spent 1 hour, and let it be known, meeting Mr. Murli Manohar Joshi. Now this is another, he's meeting a large number of national leadership people to show that, to give a certain acceptability, no doubt about that.
And also to win the attention.
Yes. Our media is there to give him all the attention he needs.
Certainly, certainly. Okay, now let's talk about Mr. Gurdas Das Gupta and the allegation that he has categorically made on the Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister, Mr. Veerappa Moily, that he's stalling arbitration proceedings against RIL, Reliance Industries Limited, seeking to recover penalty of $1 billion from the firm for violating contractual obligations in the gas extraction from Krishna Godavari basin. What kind of how do you look at this development politically?
Well, politically it is Mr. Das Gupta and Mr. Moily talking at each other. They are not talking to each other. Both are looking at the same issue from two sides of the coin, And Mr. Das Gupta has allegations to make that the government has been favoring RIL. And this is not a new allegation. Even in the past this thing has happened. And there have been allegations that RIL and some other groups, industrial groups, have been influencing the government too heavily even to the extent of changing officials and political leadership there. So this is not a new allegation. Now this particular thing about raising of price, I mean, it's not going to be, there are always two sides of the whole thing, and Mr. Das Gupta is probably speaking for, I don't know, some other groups who are unhappy with the way RIL is being allegedly quote favored unquote.
Right. Okay, now let's also very quickly talk about the fact that
and a large number of people who live along the riverbed already come on the bridge and on the road and living in shanties and tarpaulins, and maybe the city people are better off. If you go upstream or downstream of Jamuna, things would be pretty bad. You are really caught between, and you have people living at big heights and in very areas which are not very favorable, but people live there. Now how do you rescue them? And we have a record of not anticipating things, and then take the larger view, if that all, that is a consolation. That is part of the climate change, and we are among the worst affected.
That's right. But you know, when it comes to managing your cities, maybe, I mean, take the example of Delhi, Mumbai or any other cities not really doing well. There are reports, in fact, in many newspapers. The Economic Times today is also talking about, and at the same time it's saying that the monsoon is not sufficient for many people in Maharashtra who are